I
Thank you,
think
Bhumika.
I would again go in Bhumika mode and say, "Baskar pagle rulayega kya?"
No, but
Exactly.
Bhumika, you are doing a great job.
We are your hosts for the day. This is Mr. Chinmay Futela, who has done his master's in additive manufacturing or 3D printing, so as it is called, from Nottingham University, UK. And this is me, Bhumika. I am an MSc in Counseling Psychology from Christ University, Bangalore. I'm a co-founder at Meraki, and I'm also the main head of career counseling, career coaching, and rest I just sample like that. Thank you there. Okay, and now more extremely excited to have our panel members here, Miss Saloni and Mr. Vishesh. Without any delay, I'll give a quick introduction. So, Miss Saloni Futela is a global marketing professional with 11 years of experience. For most part of her career, she has worked with technology companies like Infosys, Brilio, and VMware. She is currently working with Maverick Systems as a senior marketing manager. Saloni specializes in developing and executing marketing strategies to achieve measurable business goals. She has done her computer science engineering from Punjab University, followed by MBA in marketing from Symbiosis Pune. Mr. Vishesh Prabhakar, on the other hand, is a CEO and co-founder at Admark Digital Media. He has 5 years of digital marketing experience along with rich experience in sales and project management as well. For most part of his career, he's worked with US-based digital marketing agencies like Oglogic as business development manager and with Moose Web Media as senior business development manager and project manager. Vishesh specializes in training sales professionals and project management. He has done his graduation, which is BBA from IP University, Delhi. I welcome you both. And yes, of course, they are very cool. I know we've mentioned that for most of our panel members, but what do we do? That's how they roll. All right. First and foremost question that goes for the both of you. What brings you to marketing? How did you, start with marketing in the first place? And could you please help us break down as to what your job roles look like? So we can start with you, Saroni ma'am, and then Vishesh, please take over. Yes.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for the introduction, Bhumika, and for providing us the opportunity to be here. It's really exciting to be sharing our journey. So starting with the first question, why what made me choose marketing? So I was in my I'll just give you a bit of background. So I was in my second year of engineering, computer science engineering, when I realized that coding is definitely not my cup of tea. So then it was the question of what next. So I always had an inclination towards the business side of things. So I thought I want to do my MBA. However, I was never sure of what field I would want to go. I mean, I did have an interest in marketing, but I still wasn't sure. So I waited for my first year of MBA. I did my MBA from Symbiosis. So during my first year, when I learned the concepts of marketing, I mean, it really excited me, to learn about brands, to understand the brand stories, and on top of it, to understand the power that marketing brings with itself. So I think all of that really excited me, and that's why I chose marketing. As for the second question, what is my current role? So in my current role, I head marketing for data and analytics business unit at Maverick Systems. Maverick Systems is a IT services provider for the banking space. So it is one of the top companies which is providing technology to the banks. My main I would say objective at the company is to drive brand awareness as well as drive business for the company through generating leads. Now, if I were to put in simple terms, it is about ensuring that my company is visible. I mean, that the products and the services of the company are taken to the market, right? It is in front of the right audience, and it can happen through various ways. Digital being one of the main ways, and also ensuring that there is enough buzz created, there's enough thought leadership about my company, my leaders are visible. So ensuring that, we have created that kind of a mind share in front of our target market. So that is, in short, what I do.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that was a very beautiful way to introduce as to what do you do. We've already mentioned the names. Somebody's asking what your company's name. Which company are you working with right now?
Yes, my company's name is Maverick Systems.
Right.
It is based out of Chennai and Bangalore. I mean, the head office is in Chennai, but otherwise it has offices all over the world.
And Vishesh, can you take forward from here what made you do marketing in the first place and what are you currently doing?
First of all, I would like to thank Bhumika and Meraki for having me here. It's a great honor, it's a great opportunity where I can come and share my experience with you all. So, talking about my career in marketing. So basically, I started my career with sales. Why? Because somebody told me that you talk a lot, you're a good talker. So try something in sales. So this is how I started my journey in sales, and I think eventually, by doing sales, becoming a manager, sales manager, training people, I was introduced to marketing. So I did not choose marketing. Marketing chose me. So that's how it's going to be. So this is my part of journey. Like and this is how I was introduced to digital marketing then. And eventually, I'm still exploring a lot of opportunities in marketing as well and sales. And what do I currently? I am co-founder, CEO at AdMark Digital Media. And I take care of all the digital marketing solutions like website designing, search engine optimization, Google AdWords, social media marketing, mobile applications, and everything. So my target market is US and some part of in India as well. Yeah.
Just everyone, please take a note here that despite he's working from home, but he's earning in dollars. So even if he doesn't give us a party, I think you all know what to do. Right. So what is marketing? Please break it down for students via examples. Why is it even important in the first place? Vishesh, can we start with you? That what is marketing? And just because we have a crowd which is not just of professionals, but people who are pursuing MBA, people who are college grads right now, and even students. So we need to break it out for all of them.
So, Bhumika, if you ask me, I'll be very simple in terms of explaining things because this is how I understand things. So, if we talk about marketing, like there's a saying, "Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai." It's very simple. So, marketing is all about three basic principles. One, that you need to tell your audience that this is your product and this product exists in the market. Right? This is the first principle that you need to cover in marketing. Second principle is that you need to tell the benefits, uses of the product. Like this product will, solve this problem of yours. And third principle is like you need to tell people why this product is important for you. What is the need of buying this product? So if you're covering these three principles in your marketing, then the campaign is a success, right? So marketing is all about promoting your product, right? Like give you an example. Everybody knows, like, all of us can make a better burger than McDonald's, right? But the way McDonald's has, pitched in its marketing, it's the best franchise in the world. So this is the importance of marketing so far. Yes.
The way you said that, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta, I think that just explained marketing so well.
Yeah.
What is your take on this, Saloni ma'am? Like, what do you think about marketing and why is it even important in the first place?
So I think marketing is an art and science of creating, communicating, and delivering your product or your service or your offering to the customer, which can bring value to the customer. Now, why do I say it's an art and science? Because it is definitely an art because you are really doing a lot of creative things in marketing. You are crafting a message, you are crafting some visuals, you're crafting some ads. So it's all very creative. So definitely an art. But why is it a science also? Because it's not that there are no steps to marketing. There are some science behind it as well. You can follow certain steps to reach the place where you want to be. And secondly, why is it important? Now, if you think of, I'll give you an example. Like if you think of a phone company wants to launch a new phone in the market, right? What would they do? I mean, how do they do it? So it's entirely the marketing that helps them launch the phone or make people aware of that new phone, right? So marketing is the first touch point of a brand with the customer, right? So taking that phone company for example, so marketing is the one who's crafting the entire message, that what should the message be to the customer, who is the target market, what channels should be used. So that entire part is done by marketing, right? So at the end, the marketing is the one who's helping the company or the brand create a mind share in the minds of the customer. So that's why I think it's extremely important.
Right, right, right. And could you help us understand the difference between marketing and sales, especially via examples, like especially the examples that all the youth and especially our generation can relate to, that this is what marketing is, this is what you see is marketing, this is what you see is sales. So Vishesh, can we start with you again? What examples would you give and help us understand the difference between marketing and sales?
Okay. So marketing and
अच्छा
sales.
answer याद आया तो I think if you can bring that up here also, I think that would be very relevant.
Definitely. So if you ask me, marketing and sales, I think these two terms are interrelated, but are extremely different dimensions, I would say. Generally, for freshers, if you're looking for marketing, I would say let's not jump towards marketing. There's a path. You need to enter sales first, because if you can't sell your product to your audience, you don't understand you don't get to know your audience better. You cannot design your marketing accordingly. So, marketing is all about promoting the product. Marketing is equal to promotion, right? And sales is all about selling a product. Marketing is all about designing what your audience needs, how you should pitch it, what all values you should cover, what kind of emotion you should share. And in sales, you need to go business to business, customer to customer, and door to door in terms of selling the product. So this is the difference between marketing and sales. How they are related, I'll tell you how they are related with each other. So the marketing is the first place. If the marketing is done well, so for example, if the marketing campaign goes well, the pressure of sales comes down, right? If people are aware of the product, people know your values, people know what are the benefits of the product, then it will be easier for your sales team to sell or pitch the product, right? If the marketing is weak, or the marketing campaign fails, the amount of pressure on sales team increases, right? The efforts that you're going to put in selling your product, that will increase. So this is how they are related as well. And while giving an example, like Saloni ma'am said, I would pick up an example of a smartphone or a mobile phone. I would say, so if I offer a mobile phone for 20,000, for example, I sell a phone for OnePlus and I sell a phone for Lava. Even though Lava is an Indian company, Indian brand, people would prefer buying OnePlus. Why? Just because the marketing strategies and the marketing tactics is a big success for OnePlus. So this is how important marketing is in terms of growing your business. But of course, they're not related. They are not related. Like people say, there is a different dimension for marketing and different dimension for sales. Right? They go hand in hand. I would say they are two sides of the same coin. Yeah. Bhumika, you're mute, I guess.
Sorry. So Rohina, could you also help us give some examples as to this is what marketing looks like and this is what sales looks like?
Right. So see, I think Vijesh also very nicely explained. So marketing is about creating that interest, generating that interest in the minds of your customer, and sales is actually selling it. So as simple as that. So marketing helps you create a pull factor, right, to your brand. I mean, marketing helps you create that pull that the customer will come towards you. Whereas sales is more about pushing your product to the market, right? So that is the basic difference. And as rightly said by Vishesh, if marketing is done well, half your job is done. If you see the top companies, right? If their marketing is well, they're already in the minds of the customer, so the customer just has to go and purchase it, right? So it's as simple as that. The job of a sales guy there is kind of just about ensuring the product is there at the right places. Now, taking one of the examples in the young generation, I'm talking about Instagram. So, how are people marketing at Instagram? Right? They are using influencers. Now, it's not as simple as just using any influencer. So, for any brand, they have to be very particular about which influencer they choose for their product. Right? That influencer should be very much in line with what your product stands for. So the job of choosing an influencer is the part that marketing does, right? So it is called influencer marketing. Whereas when you click, when you swipe up and use a code provided by the influencer and buy the product, it's actually a sales it's actually a marketing that's converted into sales. So you can take any example, like, I remember last time we discussed Beardo. So the target market is, the young males, right? And therein, I mean, you have to be very careful on the influencer that you choose, that it's not any fashion blogger, but someone, who's kind of relating to your brand, as well as, and then ensuring that, your message reaches the target market.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
I think this especially the influencer example is something that everybody will be able to relate to. To then go a little more deeper with the influencer example, most of us are on Instagram. Most of us are on different social media. So you see ads on Facebook, YouTube, Google. You see Instagram. A lot of influencers telling you about different products. Let's say take an example of Tisha Kapila. And even if she wants to, if anybody knows, so even if she wants to tell about slides, for example, she will go all over the board with a voice over. Hello, Beta G, this is Paul, this is Faith, etc., etc. And then she would jump on to see business slides, go, or she would talk about a makeup brand or a jewelry brand or anything. She would want to promote any artist, right? So this is technically one of the techniques of marketing, and of course, as and
Right.
when time changes, the examples changes. As and when time changes, the techniques changes.
Right.
We also jump deeper. A lot of people are asking about digital marketing and other ways of marketing, so we jump deeper into examples. Just wait for it. Before we go there, Saloni ma'am, can you help us understand what is B2B marketing? And then, Mr. Prabhakar, can you help us understand that what is B2C marketing? What is the differences and what do you exactly do in both the cases?
Sure, sure. So, B2B marketing is nothing but marketing which a business wants to do to another business. So, when a business sells to another business, so all the promotion, all the tactics, all the activities that are done to promote, to basically sell to another business, is called B2B marketing. Now, it's very different from B2C, because the way the sales cycle are longer, sales cycles are longer. So, therefore, the whole marketing process itself is very different. So I'll give you an example. So suppose Citibank, I'm just taking an example of a bank. Citibank is, will be using different softwares, right? And now how does it identify who are the players who are, in the market, right? So that is where, suppose, my company right now comes in, right? At Maverick Systems, we provide softwares to financial companies. So my job as a marketer is to ensure that when Citibank is looking for someone in that space, I come right there and I'm able to provide that service to them. So my job is to ensure that I've created that mind space with Citibank through different tactics. It could be through different media, through different channels, through different messagings. So that is, in short, what B2B marketing is.
Vishesh, can you also tell us what B2C marketing is? Thank you so much. Saloni ma'am, you explained it very well. Vishesh, what's your view on B2C marketing and how is it different from B2B?
Guys, like Saloni ma'am said, B2B is comparatively different from B2C. B2B is business to business selling, and B2C is more towards you selling to direct customers, right? So my company, we directly deal in B2C. So the pros and cons here is that when you deal in B2C, the good part is that there is one decision maker. So the sale happens quickly, or the conversions happen faster as compared to B2B. In B2B, there's a proper board, right? You have CEO, then you have VPs, then you have marketing heads, finance head. Every person gives their own opinion. So the duration for closure in B2B is long, and B2C, the duration of closure is comparatively less, right? Like I said, the sales happen faster. This is just because the decision maker is only one. So you're talking to the owner, or you're talking to the person who's willing to buy your product. So the pitching time is less, the formalities are less, and just you need a quick yes and no if, if he's convinced or if he likes your product. Uh, that was the positive side. The negative side of B2C is uh, uh, the ticket size, or the cost of your product, or the value of your sales is comparatively smaller or less as compared to B2B. So if you're selling B2B, you're selling a product to a big company. So the amount or the quantity of the product will also increase. If you're selling B2C, the amount's going to be one or a couple of numbers. So the lot size or the ticket size is small in B2C. That's the drawback. But if you talk about the ease of doing it, so I think B2C is comparatively easier than B2C. So this is what it is. Yes.
Right. I think that was pretty well explained. And just to give you an example that was also given by one of our panel members yesterday. So, for example, we're talking about a surveillance camera. We're talking about a camera that's doing a basic security recording. So, if, one customer is coming and purchasing it from me, that's technically B2C. I'm just giving it to one customer, just to the customer. But if a school is coming to me, or let's say a big company is coming to me, and if they're purchasing it in bulk, that becomes B2B. Or in recent future, when Corona began, initially, I don't know which company, JP Morgan or which company exactly, purchased a lot of screens, TV screens for all of the employees. So that was a bulk purchase, if you see, right? So there was approximately lakh of TVs being purchased. But a typical B2B kind of a transaction, a business to business.
Yes.
Whereas one person from the company goes and purchases it for themselves, that becomes a B2C sort of a transaction, just to the customer. Am I making sense?
That's totally on point. So one more example to that, right? So if Dell is selling a laptop to only Bhumika or Vishesh, that's called B2C, selling to a customer, right? Whereas Dell selling laptops to institutions like companies or educational institutions, so those are, and that's again in bulk, right? So that's entirely B2B, wherein they go through a longer sales cycle. It's more complex. The decision makers are more, and you go mostly via contracts, or you mostly go via proposals. You go via formal agreement kind of a process.
Yeah.
So that's more B2B.
Right, right. Thank you so much for taking up that question. And next, is my voice clear now? I hear some people telling me that my voice is not too clear. Is it fine now?
I think you're audible now. Better. Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Saloni ma'am and Vishesh, there's just one request that while one of us speaks, the rest two of us will keep ourselves on mute because there's some background noise happening. Okay. Next is what are the very important question, and again everybody's been asking this question: what are the job prospects in marketing? This question needs to be taken by Vishesh. Please throw light on job prospects, especially in digital marketing. And Saloni ma'am, for you we have a question that throw job prospects in other forms of marketing. So Vishesh, can you please take this question up?
Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Wonderful. So, Bhumika, I would say before we talk about job profiles or job opportunities in digital marketing, I would also like to highlight that digital marketing is the trending profile in our country, and I think all the other developed countries are making best use of digital marketing or digital marketing platforms. They're selling through digital platforms. So they have their showrooms, and they're all. Oh, is it better now? Okay, so all the other companies abroad, they're selling their products from their showrooms, of course, but they're making more sales through their digital platforms, be it from Google, be it from social media. We know that better. So, and now coming back to the topic, like what is the job profiles, job opportunities in digital marketing? So I think that digital marketing is basically divided into four different categories. So one category, like I said, is more sales. Like there's a segment called sales where you can sell you can sell websites, you can sell mobile applications, you can sell SEO campaigns, you can sell social media marketing campaigns, you can sell a lot of stuff. So sales is one dimension that we can talk about. Second dimension is production. So sales and production, so these two terms are different from each other. I'll tell you how, but later on. Production is more about, if you come from a technical background, you don't want to go into sales, then I think you can definitely try your skills in production. So you can create mobile applications, you can create your own ideas, you can create a website, you can design them, you can create social media postings, you can run social media campaigns, you can create campaigns for your audience, and then you can run SEO campaigns, Google AdWords campaigns. This comes in production profile. Third profile is project management. So this is very interesting. Project management is a bits and pieces of sales and partly from production. So you are a combination of both. So you manage the client once the sale happens, or once the client is in. You manage that whatever is promised to the client is delivered, and then you coordinate with the production team as well, like whether what is the update, how far we've gone so far, and so things like that. So you're managing the project. So that is project management. And fourth is content writing. So this is also very interesting and trending, I would say. People who are good at English, people who are good at expressing their thoughts. So content writing is something that people are looking for, some great talent, fresh talent in content. People can write because the production team can create a website, they can create the background, the structure, but we would also need a good content writer to fill in information, make it more interesting, make it more eye-catchy. That is the role of content writer. So the entire digital marketing field is divided into 4 easy profiles. So this is the question that you should ask yourself: which profile suits you best? Which profile catches your attention? So you decide. I leave this up to you.
Right. And I think even designers are like too much in demand for digital marketing.
Yes. So that is the production side. If
Okay.
you
Okay.
think you're good at designing, you don't like talking to people, you don't want to have targets, you want to do your own job, go in production, try your skills, come up with some new designs, ideologies, concepts. So I think production is the right field for you.
Right. So if for one last time, if you just quickly break down the job prospects, let's say even for production, when we break it down, so it could be content writing, it could be designing. What else? Other
So
things we can apply?
production, Bhumika, if I talk about production, I mean that if I'm from technical background, or if I want to learn more about how to design a website, create the coding part, so I can uh, work in designing websites, which has a good scope. I can work in mobile applications. So it's the time for smartphones, so everybody is willing to have the entire application in their phones. They don't want to open the laptop every time, so they don't prefer websites. They prefer mobile applications, right?
Mm.
Third is running SEO campaigns, search engine optimization campaigns. So fourth is running Google AdWords campaigns. So there is a specific
Could
certification
you
for that.
help people understand what SEO and AdWords is? I think it would be easy for them to just grasp it.
Yes. Search engine optimization is basically designing a marketing campaign for your audience, and doing all the tweakings, all the background work, all the on page, off page work of the business, ensuring Google gets familiar with your business name. Google knows that this kind of business exists, and how proactive that business is, what is the quality of work that we deliver, what is the information that we are providing to our audience. Based on these parameters, Google pulls you up. So this is the job of the SEO guy who designs your campaign, runs it, maintains it for you. So this is SEO. This is getting your website ranked in the top searches, right? For
Right.
example, I'll give you, for example, if I am, for example, I am, let's take, I'm selling phones. So why you should buy phones from my website, or what are the benefits or the advantages that I'm selling, right? So this is how my SEO campaign will be designed, that if anybody types in Google, I'm looking for best price for an iPhone. So for that particular keyword, the SEO guy ensures that my website should rank up in the top searches, right? So for any career counselor, like it is the job of the SEO guy to rank that particular website on the top searches, who's doing the best job or who deserves to be there in the top searches. For example, we'll tell Google that we are delivering our content on a regular interval of time. We are very proactive. We are providing with the right solutions. We have these many opportunities. We provide this. This is the costing. This is the quality of work that we deliver. This is the reason why we should be there in the top searches. So of course, if you are more visible in Google searches, we get more business, we get more clients, we get more leads. So this is as simple as that. This is how SEO works. And Google AdWords, what is Google AdWords? Google AdWords is also known as PPC, pay per click. So you pay Google. So this is where your money comes into play. You don't deserve to be there in the top searches, but you pay Google that take my money, keep me on the top.
Bribery,
I
huh?
get the lead, I make money, I make business.
Right.
So this is also a win-win situation. But of course, when you do SEO, the cost is low. When you do Google AdWords, the cost is comparatively higher, and Google will charge you per click wise, like, one click and 100 rupees gone, one click 500 rupees gone, depends on the quality of keyword and the industry that you're in. Yeah.
Was very, very beautifully explained, the examples that you gave and everything that you told. So that is actually what digital marketing is, and digital marketing is something which is so much in trend right now, because everything is going online. A lot of platforms are coming up online. So you look at Google searches, you look at a lot of design on the website. So there's a lot of work being put into that. As you mentioned, you could have never thought of, content writing, writing going into marketing. Imagine designing, UI UX design going into marketing. So these are certain areas which not only requires business skills but also creative skills. Thank you so much, Vishesh, for that. Saloni, ma'am, can you also tell us other areas, other job prospects in marketing besides digital marketing?
So I think the good thing about marketing is that there are immense opportunities after marketing. There are lots of fields. I think Vishesh touched upon quite a few. I'll probably take up some of the other roles that are there, right? It could be channel specific. So I'm just getting into one of the aspects of digital marketing itself. So you could be a social media manager. What that means is that you're running the entire social media strategy for your company, be any platform, right? It could be LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, Instagram, anything, right? Which means that you are deciding on the messaging, you are deciding on what kind of graphics or what design goes in, what is the frequency of posting, as well as you are running campaigns on these mediums as well, right? You are running a LinkedIn campaign, which means that suppose Bhumika at Meraki wants to run a campaign for this webinar. So she's identifying a certain set of target audience based on age, based on where they are, and running this campaign to show her ad to that audience, right? So you could be a social media manager doing that. You could be someone in marketing. You could be on the strategy side. You could be in branding, right? So when you are, what do you mean by, say, in being a brand manager? Being a brand manager means that you are deciding on the entire branding strategy for that brand. So let me take an example of, say, parachute oil. So right from deciding the packaging of that product to how it should be promoted, to how, what should be written on the, packaging itself. So everything is decided by the brand manager. So that is another role in marketing. Content is a big role. Being a content marketing manager, you are actually deciding the entire content marketing strategy for the brand. What kind of blogs should we be writing? What should go on the website? Um, what what should our brochure look like? So content is again a very important space in marketing. Otherwise, design, as you guys mentioned, that design is also very key these days. And there are, like, design strategists who are ensuring the elements of your brand are in place, all of that. On the technical side, you could also be a product marketing manager, which means that you are, again, like, say, for Oracle, a product marketing manager is someone who's taking care of their product line entirely, on what should be the product strategy, how should we be taking it to market, right? I'm thinking of any more areas. If I can talk about, is account based marketing. So in B2B, account based marketing is also one more very important um, important roles, wherein you are really focused on only one brand, one account. So you could, like, I took an example of Citibank. So you could be a marketing manager only taking care of how to market to Citibank. So all your strategies around that. So I think more or less it is that, and you could be an overall marketing manager like me, who works with all these teams and ensures that all our campaigns are running. We are out there in the market, and selling our products and services to the customers. So yeah, various options in marketing. I think it really depends on what interests you and what you are good at.
This so many fields that one could have not even think of, one could have not even thought of. So thank you, Vishesh and Silodi ma'am, for giving us so much of insight into the ample amount of job prospects that one can look into marketing.
Now, jumping on, since Saloni ma'am, you have 11 years of experience in job, and Vishesh sir, you have started your own company recently. So we would want to understand, what are the pros and cons of, entering in marketing in the job scenario, and pros and cons of starting your own digital marketing agency or marketing agency. So, Saloni ma'am, can you take up this question first?
I think one of the biggest pros in these times is that you can work from home.
Yeah, the
So
best pro, I
you can
agree.
be anywhere in the world, and you can just be working from home, and you can take care of strategies for any market. Like, so for me, I'm a global marketing manager. So I'm taking care of strategies for UK, for Middle East, for US. So, that kind of gives you a lot of, I mean, plethora of things that you can do at home. So I think that is one of the biggest pros. The other thing is, I think, like we talked about, right? The opportunities in marketing are immense. There is just a lot that you can do, and especially in digital marketing these days. So that is second. I think third, the money is pretty decent, which is, I'm sure, a question in a lot of people's minds. So that is also good. And I think what another pro is that marketing is always challenging you to think more. To, it is always challenging you to experiment, to be more and more creative, and to think out of the box. So again, that always keeps you on your toes, and you never get bored of marketing. So I think that are the pros of marketing. For me personally, there are in a job, I mean, I'm in a good job. So for me personally, there are not any cons in marketing. But however, what I would say is, just, I mean, nothing to scare anyone, but it's just a little tough to get into marketing. So typically, what happens is, when typically you would do an MBA in marketing to get into marketing, right? And I would say 80% of jobs that are after MBA in marketing are all sales. So even if you're from the top prestigious B schools, so you are spending good 3-4 years of sales before you can actually get into marketing. So just that the path to reach marketing sometimes is a little, challenging, and it takes you a couple of years to get there. But once you get there, I think you have a lot of pros there. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, I am. So, somebody asked this question, that is it true or is it a myth that people do end up earning in sales more than marketing? So, since both of you been in sales earlier, what is your take on that?
I would say, see, in sales, right? You are. It depends. It a lot depends on how you are in sales, right?
Right.
How you are able to close your targets, based on, based on the company that you are in, right? So definitely, if you're able to do so, if you're good in sales, I think the growth path in sales is much better than marketing. That's true. And so like, taking an example of a consumer products company. Okay, I'll take an example of Unilever. So you start by, say, after MBA, you'll start by being an area sales manager. As soon as you are able to kind of prove that you're able to take care of that area, you're able to meet numbers and go beyond, you will be moved into more like a regional sales manager. So you're taking care of an entire region. Thereafter, you can slowly move into, slow or fast, I mean, it depends on you. You can move into a country sales manager, and then more like a VP sales. So I'm saying that path is much easier in sales, and there are not a lot of hierarchies in sales. Whereas in marketing, if growth is good in marketing as well, it might just take a little longer. But it really depends how good you are in your career, how good you are at doing what you do.
Right, right. And I think that also comes with a lot of pros and cons, your kind of personality that you are.
Of
If you
course.
are, if you don't want to really go ahead, talk to people, so as Vishesh rightly mentioned, you can be part of production, or as Saloni ma'am also mentioned, so many other areas. So I think it really comes with your personality. And yeah, I think I just leave to whatever they said.
No, no, I agree. I agree. So I'll just talk about myself. So I was in, when I did my MBA in marketing, for 2 years, I was in sales. I was with a company called Suzlon Energy, and I
Okay.
was selling windmills, to businesses.
Mm.
So it was definitely challenging, because you have to go to the wind farms, which might be in Tamil Nadu or Rajasthan. You have to go there and actually show the windmills and the wind farms to the customers, right? So I'm sure, I mean, I agree that it's not everyone's cup of tea. And yeah, so but then at the same time, it's very important to do sales. That is where you are really getting your hands dirty, and that is why most of the companies want you to do sales before they can move you into marketing. So it is important to understand the ground reality, to understand what customers really want. So I think sales is a really important aspect of marketing, and I think it's great if everyone can get the opportunity to do sales once in their life.
True, true, true. I think Mr. CEO Vishesh Prabhakar, we got discussing about the same thing immediately before the session started, that how important sales is. So first, I think before we jump on to pros and cons of entrepreneurship in digital marketing, could we just take up the advantage and disadvantage of sales and marketing, or what do you think is the importance of sales to begin with?
Okay, so Bhumika, like the question arised, like people make more money in sales as compared
Yeah.
to marketing, right? So there are a lot of conditions behind that we don't discuss, right? Of course, you can make a lot of money in sales, but what about the amount of pressure, and what about how good you are in your numbers, how good you are in terms of achieving your targets. So these are the factors that helps you in making your money, right? So this is my personal belief that in every field, in any field or in every field, you go with your full heart. If you're good at it, you will make money. So so for example, if you are good at marketing and you are working with a good company, then of course your numbers that you make every month, or your salary that's going to be that's going to be fixed, will be much more than a person who's doing door-to-door sales, right? So there are a lot of factors behind that. We cannot ignore those. Of course, if we bring everything under one umbrella or one parameter, then we can give the right answer to this. But if you ask me, sales, of course you make good numbers, but this is especially for those who are not afraid of their monthly targets, or they're very passionate about their profile, and they keep themselves motivated. So these are the factors that are behind all those questions, like sales is making more money. Of course, I've been into sales, I've been into marketing, and of course I've made a good amount of incentives in sales. But of course I've seen my team members, even for me as well, at times there are scenarios when you don't do that well, that time you only get your salary, you don't get your incentives. But if you are capable enough, you're good at it, you are extremely passionate about your profile, your job, your product, then of course your money is waiting for you. Of course, I won't ignore that. And marketing something which is more innovative. There's no pressure behind that, but of course you are so energetic that time that you keep thinking about ideas, visuals, your vision, like how you should present your product. So these two industries are different in terms of profession. And of course, if you talk about money is everywhere. It's just you have to find it with the right skill set.
So
Um,
right.
exactly.
I just want to add to that I mean, that is true. Like at with sales, you have a fixed salary and you have a incentives associated, and those incentives associated with your targets, right? So it all depends on how you're able to complete your targets. Whereas marketing, you have a fixed salary coming to you at
Yeah.
the end of the day, right? So there are pros and cons of every field,
True.
and it is just about being good at what you do
Exactly.
and
I
being passionate.
totally in sync with you. And yes, that's where your personality type comes in. That's where your priority comes in. Like, what is it that you prefer more? Do you prefer traveling more? Or do you want to actually just be more creative, stick to one place and rather work in a more solace mode? So all of this really takes, a major, like actually good determinant factors in while you're taking that decision. Also very rightly mentioned by Saloni ma'am and Vishesh sir that when you say you're passionate in a field, the numbers, the success, the money actually follows anytime. It could be in the beginning, it could be later in your life. So I was actually be talking to Vishesh about just asking him, how do you like your work? So he said, the moment I open my eyes, I need to see my laptop. That's the amount of love you need to have towards your work. Right. So, Vishesh, could you tell us about your entrepreneurial journey and how does marketing look like in that venture space?
So, Bhumika, coming to that question, I would say that marketing has a good scope. I think the next decade is all about digital marketing. This is my personal belief, and I personally see that every day. Secondly, before jumping to that question, that how does entrepreneurship looks like, I would say that that is the final stage, right? So I would personally recommend, there are two strategies of coming to that side. One, you get good certification done, do your complete your education, get the certification done, and of course try your hands in a good profile, go for a job, see how a company or an agency looks like, see how people are selling, see how what all problems people face, see what your customers exactly need, see how the company is run. When you get that experience, then think about becoming an entrepreneur, because there are a lot of freelancers who've started selling the digital marketing services. They started their own companies, but these kind of challenges, these people face a lot. People face problems like they've committed, but they are unable to deliver. So this is a big downtime. This is a big drawback of jumping into entrepreneurship. I would personally recommend, go get some experience, go try your hands in sales, go try project management, go see how production takes place, see every aspect. And once you think that you are good at everything, then is the right time when you do something of your own. Because when you come into entrepreneurship, you are the one man show, right? So if the computer is not working, you are responsible. If your company is not meeting its targets, then you are responsible. So if your team is demotivated, then you are responsible for that. There are a lot of responsibilities behind that. And I think a good leader can only become by doing that activity on his own, making it a success, and then passing his or her experience to the subordinates. So entrepreneurship looks very classy, very trending, very shiny, but there's a lot of experience behind that that one should not ignore. And good entrepreneurship is all about good leadership, good experience, good mentorship, and how you are able to delegate or deliver your experience or transfer your skills to your juniors or your team members, because that is all what will keep you going. If your team is motivated, I think that's the best thing, because you've tried and tested everything, so you know all the answers. So be it anything, be it any challenge, you are up for it. And I think this is what my personal recommendation is. This is the background homework that you need to do before doing something of your own. Of course, I won't say that job is bad, or it's not that fruitful, or entrepreneurship is the best. I think it's you who's going to decide where you are comfortable at. So if you are not that you're not that big risk taker, or you're just comfortable in your own zone, you are happy with what you're doing, I think job is good for you. You can grow leaps and bounds here as well. But of course, if you think that you have your own concepts, if you have your own thinking, ideologies, values, and I think somebody is not letting you come out of your shell, then I think switch to your own comfort zone, try something of your own, go full throttle. And of course, if you're hardworking, if you're passionate, like I said, if you're confident, I think nobody can stop you. So that's what it is.
Wow. I We are all going gaga over the answers that both of you are giving us. And I think very, very rightly mentioned, job experience is very important. Even for you, even if you become fancy and say, "Hey, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to become my own boss." But people, please understand, you need to know the difference between a good boss and a bad boss. Unless you work with a good boss or a bad boss, you don't know what kind of a boss do you want to become. As he said, those leadership skills are very, very important. Now, not just that, when you work, you understand that what's going in the market. If you have the job experience, you understand how to arrange the finances, or even for that matter, bootstrapping is, if that's the right word. Uh, if you don't have anybody to invest in your business, you need to save for yourself to start your own business in the first place. Let's say family says, "हमें तो नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तुम्हारा idea." You say, "I want to become a YouTuber. I want to get into esports." Let's say I support it. Family says, "ये क्या बेकार की बातें कर रहे हैं, sports, gaming में कोई career होता है." But what if they're not ready to support it, right? So you save your own money to begin your business. Let's say to start off with, you have experience, you know what's trending, you know good boss, bad boss, you know how people are dealing with employees, you have some experience in sales, and then that really helps you understand that business खोलना भी किस चीज में है to start off with. Now, having said all of that, Saloni ma'am and Vishesh sir, can you please help us understand the money prospects in job, the perks and money and prospects in job and in entrepreneurship in marketing space?
So who's gonna go first?
As you,
I think Saloni ma'am,
You can go
we
first,
should take
Prashant.
this. No, no,
first.
I'll do it after that. Please go ahead.
Okay. So see, it really depends on what your role is, right? Like we've talked about various roles in marketing, right? We've talked about someone in design, someone in content, someone in overall marketing. So I think it really depends on your job. However, because marketing is, is the thing, right? So like Vishesh rightly said that next decade is all about marketing. So there are immense opportunities, and I think the money is not a problem if you're good in your job. So if you are good, you will earn good money in marketing, and be whichever field you are in. You could be doing PR, you could be taking care of only analyst relations, or you could be in the ad business. So again, there are various things that you could be in, but I think money is pretty good in marketing.
Right. And what's your take on that, Vishesh?
मुझे तो अभी फटाफट से आई जस्ट मेमोराइज दैट मूवी थ्री इडियट्स और
Uh,
मैं सबको पर्सनली ये रेकमेंड करूंगा कि लेट्स नॉट रन आफ्टर मनी, let's run after acquiring good skills,
True.
good talent. And of course, once we have it, that if we have it with us, then of course money will follow. So uske sath sath I would also answer your question. uh, let's talk about money. Of course money is there if you're an entrepreneur, but like अगर हम तराजू में दोनों चीजों को रखें, so the amount of risk and rewards, they go hand in hand. So the greater the risk is, the higher the reward is, of course. So but again, coming back to the point, you need to do your homework. You need to try, you need to get your hands dirty. You need to try every skill, every challenge, every possibility before becoming an entrepreneur. If you've done your homework well, then I think a lot of dollars, a lot of money, your bank balance, diamonds are waiting for you. But let's not forget the amount of hard work that you need to put in, right?
right,
We
right.
will come to the money part later, but you need to commit first that you will be working hard, day and night. So entrepreneurship is not about 9 to 5. It's more like 24-hour jobs, 7 days a week,
Tell us
367,
about it. You
yeah,
don't need Sundays off
365
as
days a
well.
year. Yeah, you know it all.
Here
So
we have two entrepreneurs, right, talking
Yeah.
their heart out.
people are fond of talking कि यार मैं नहीं कर सकता जॉब, मुझे तो फ्री टाइम चाहिए, मैं अपना काम अलग खुद करूंगा. लेकिन trust me guys, once you become an entrepreneur, it's a 24-hour job. पूरे साल आप काम करो, there's no holiday, of course. This is how you manage your work, कि आप अपना holiday भी enjoy कर सकते हो. And of course, like I said, the moment I open my eyes, I have a lot of work to do, and I love doing that. So just your attitude needs to be correct, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Right.
that is
And I
more
think on
important.
top of it, I think you also need a lot of patience. I mean, especially as an
Very
entrepreneur, right? It could take, some time before your business actually starts being in the
true.
positive. I mean,
True.
your business starts actually going like, all viral, right? So it
Mm.
could take those number of years, or it could be a matter of months. I mean, it depends, right? But you need to have that patience to see it through. Once you've made up your mind, you need to have that patience to wait for those results to come. So I
Right.
think that itself is also a very, very important quality required when you are an
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
That's very true. Like, you would have your monthly salaries gone. You might not be even making profit. You might not be even making break even point. आप probably losses में जा रहे हो सकते हो initial few months में. That's why it's a very one should thought through this whole process of entrepreneurial journey, as you said. But yes, both entrepreneurship and job have their own beautiful pros and cons, so to say.
Right.
Siloni ma'am, can you tell us? A lot of people have asked that, do you need a specific qualification? Do you need a specific degree to enter marketing field? What is your take on that?
So I think the most standard of all is an MBA in marketing, or you do a BBA in marketing. So that's more generic. That that's the path that will take you. But however, that is the case that has been there traditionally. But now, because there are so many aspects of marketing, that is not the case anymore. I mean, you could have done your BA in English, and you could be a content writer working with many companies. I mean, any type of companies. You could be just an engineer and again working with product companies, like I spoke about Microsoft or Google, or the likes. Uh, you could you could have done something like a mass comm, and you could be in the advertising field, right? So because there are so many types, and same for digital marketing, right? You could have just done your graduation in any field and done a diploma of digital marketing, and you could have become a digital marketer. So because of the various types of roles that are there, now that education is also, it kind of depends on what you want to get into. So, however, if traditionally you think of it, if you want that easy route, to go there and get there, is more like an MBA in marketing. But yeah, the opportunities are immense.
Right, that's definitely the perfect kind of answer that all of you probably are looking forward to. A lot of you ask that, if I have an MBA or I have a BBA, am I only, are these the only degrees to help me get into marketing? No, there are so many online courses happening. There are so many digital marketing courses happening, which I will definitely list out for you all. And to your surprise, even if you are an 11th, 12th class student, you can obviously start freelancing. Plus, of course, you need to have right set of skills, right set of knowledge. You can start freelancing, you can start interning. If you're coming from an engineering background, you can do it. Like Chinmay sir here, I don't know if he's listening to it right now. He's a 3D printing grad. He's in proper engineer, but he really has deep insight into marketing. He's taken up a freelancing project. He's taking care of digital marketing of Meraki. So no relation whatsoever. Even for Saloni ma'am, she's typically come from an engineering background and then jumped into MBA, right? So that's what, even if you're in 11, 12, you are a grad, you're an MBA, marketing can come easy with right set of skills there. Now, talking about skills, Mr. Prabhakar, would you want to let us know what are the technical and the non-technical skills that's required for marketing people, marketeers?
Okay, so Bhumika, I would say if you're willing to join digital marketing field or if you want to join this industry, so there are two ways. Either you get your certification done, go and get your certification done from Digital Marketing Guru or NIT or somewhere, any popular institute. Get your certification done and then apply for the job. Of course, you get. Of course, I think you get a good salary for that. And the other way, like which is my way, it's like when you have no clue which field you're supposed to go in or which field is good for you, go as a raw talent, go join as a fresher in any digital marketing firm, and of course try all the opportunities, all the possibilities there, and figure it out on your own, like which industry or which field catches your interest. So I joined my company as a fresher, and then I eventually got promoted to an assistant manager in sales, and then I got to handle some projects. Then I became a manager, and then I started trying a little bit of production work as well, handling my team. I got a team when I became a senior manager, and I started training them as well. So I got an option to explore a lot of stuff. So I entered. I had no clue about marketing. I had no clue about digital marketing. I just saw the amount of salary that I'm going to get, and I eagerly wanted a job. So I joined as a fresher with no clue what's happening with me, but eventually I found the right path. So this is my suggestion: go for digital marketing. So I'll make it easier for you. If you are from a technical background, go try your hands in production side. So developing a website, developing a mobile application, learning SEO, learning Google AdWords, social media marketing. If you're not from a technical background, you're from a commerce background, you want to try your hands in sales, and you're afraid of numbers or something like that, go try basic sales or project management. This is for you. And if you have no connection with sales, you have no connection with technical terms, you can try your skills in content marketing as well. So I can list down what all attributes or qualities you need for a sales profile, for project management, for production, and for content writing. So you ask this question to yourself, like which profile suits you best, what are the skills that you have in you, or what are the skills that you want to grow in within. So you can select your skills as per that
Right.
criteria.
Right. And a lot of people have been asking that how can they join as a fresher? So I think first of all, as Vishesh mentioned, if you don't have a particular certification, go get your internships. There are a lot of platforms like Intern Shala. You look at Facebook groups, there's so many
Yeah.
internships being offered. Go join as a raw intern, understand the field, do an observation. If you're getting paid good enough, not getting paid, that's also fine. Do a lot of observation to see what is your cup of tea. After internship, there are a lot of certificate courses. Okay, so now the names that I'm going to throw are a little weird, but there is Neil Patel, there is Digital Deepak, There is
Right.
Delhi School of Internet Marketing, there's Digital Vidya. They're providing a lot of online certifications. So you can probably see what kind of, whether these certifications are really helping you or not. Like they'll help you understand, gain knowledge. That would also give you a chance to maybe, go in an internship or a job to begin with. But you could also, as they mentioned, you could definitely start from a sales profile or a business development profile to enter in marketing later. And if you want to know more deeper into these things, I'd suggest that you either connect with Saloni ma'am or Vishesh sir, looking at whatever expertise are you looking at via the Mentor Connect model to get a more deep insight and understand how would you join the industry in the first place. Okay, coming
Yeah.
back.
I'll just add to that. So I think on top of everything, right? So like Bhumika mentioned and Vishesh mentioned, there are a lot of free courses, a lot of free courses as well. Like you can do a course on Google Analytics. You can do a course on HubSpot, or if you are interested in SEO, there's a tool called SEM Rush, right? But I think on top of it all, what you need as a soft skill in marketing is a willingness to learn. If you are willing to learn, I think you can you can keep growing in this field, because there is a lot of things in marketing. There are a lot of tools, a lot of technologies, a lot of new things that are coming up. So at all points of time, you have to be on top of your game by learning. So I think that learning mindset is one of the most important in marketing.
Okay, coming back to Vishesh and Saloni ma'am, what are you guys in it for? What is it that that helps you wake up every morning and look forward to your job? Because besides all the pros and cons, all the ups and downs. So Vishesh, what are you in it for?
See, Bhumika, I think I enjoyed my tenure when I was working in job. I enjoyed working as a team member, leading that team, and of course playing an important role in that company. But I eventually realized that like everyone is special, right? So I figured out that I have a lot of unique values that I personally want to deliver to my clients, right? I have a special bond with my audience, or I can easily understand what people are expecting out of the campaign. So this is something that keeps you going. Like you have something that you personally want to deliver to your clients, but somebody's stopping you to do that. But why? Because there's a specific protocol in a company that you need to follow. So the best idea I had was to get started with something on your own. And here I feel so relaxed that whatever like whatever culture I want to introduce to my company, it's all up to me. Secondly, I like talking to youngsters. I like talking, training them, giving them right direction. So I have a team of 11 salespeople in my team, and all of the majority of them are doing some part of internships or something like that. So I love delivering what I have with me, so that I belong to Saharanpur, you know that. So I have young talent, raw talent here. I can give them what I've learned from big cities. So this is something that motivates me a lot. And of course, digital marketing is so interesting. You get to talk to a lot of business owners, their ideologies, their future prospects, like what are they planning for the next 5 years. So this is something that keeps the excitement on. So these are the small things that keeps me charged every day, keeps me energetic, and I really enjoy what I do. So if anybody's willing to do digital marketing, one thing I can be sure about, that this field is very creative, very innovative, and of course, which is trending as well. So go, you can try your hands. Just be aware of your skills and your talent.
Yeah, there's just a fact that I want to tell you all here is that all three of us right now are from Saharanpur, which is a very small
Yay.
town in UP, very famous for riots, very famous for furniture. And, like just see how, okay, I keep myself aside, मैं boast नहीं करूँगी, but just look at the two of them, how successful they are. They've gone places, they're doing so many things. So irrespective of the fact which city are you coming from, it's a small town. जितने आप पॉसिबल बेसिक रिसोर्सेज की बात करोगे वो भी सिटी में नहीं है, ठीक है? कभी कभी वाईफाई मिल जाता है, अच्छा हम उसमें भी खुश होते हैं, right? But the idea is that yeah, if somebody is mentioning Saharanpuria in the house, I'm sure there are a lot of people from Saharanpur
Oh,
right now.
great.
But that's what I'm saying, irrespective of the place you are from, your right skill, your um, urge to learn can really take you places. And right now, Vishesh is sitting in Saharanpur earning in dollars. Saloni ma'am, on the other hand, is, doing fabulous in her own field. She has 11 years of experience. She's worked in US. She's now in Bangalore. and doing tremendous work. Okay, so ma'am, what are you in it
Great.
for?
So proud of Saharanpur.
Yeah, so proud of Saranpur. Right.
Right. Yeah, so you asked me what is it for me.
Yeah.
So see, if I talk about the softer aspects of my job, right? There is a lot of teamwork, first of all. Okay, so you are working with teams not only internally, you are also working with a lot of agencies or external vendors when it comes to marketing. So we work with not only digital marketing agencies, sometimes we're working with design agencies, content agencies, so various people that you're working with. So I think that aspect of my job is something really exciting, that you're at all times you're working with so many people and you're multitasking. You could be on various projects. There could be a webinar coming for your company. At the same time, you have to send an email to some of your accounts, top accounts. So at the same time, there could be 5 or 6 different things that are going on, which also have timelines. So there is a lot of timeline. I mean, it's not like it's so easy, right? I mean, there are timeline pressures. There are times of that you have multiple things going on, which is what keeps me going, which is what really keeps me on my toes, if I were to say. Also, and I think on top of it, like I think I mentioned earlier, that in this field you really get to experiment a lot. There is no right or wrong thing in marketing. You can actually try out various things to see what is working and what is not. So that whole idea, to see that this is an idea that you had in mind and you were able to implement it and see that this worked. So I think that whole process really you know challenges me and keeps me going in marketing, if I were to say. So I think overall it's a great field if you are if you like to work with people, if you like to think out of the box, if you like to think creative, right? And yeah, and if you can work with timelines and things like that. So I mean, overall I think it's a good field. It has great opportunities. So whoever is looking to go into marketing, don't think much. Don't think about, do I have this skill or do I not have this skill? You just have to have the willingness to learn and you can go places. So
Right. Thank you
yeah.
so much. So I'm so glad to listen to your experiences, and that really shows that how both of you are so passionate about your field. Can you tell me, Saloni ma'am, that how has COVID affected the situation for both of you? In fact, has COVID affected the job profiles in the first place?
Okay, so great question, Bhumika. But definitely due to COVID, we are all working from home, and I mean, I would say the work has been much more due to COVID, because everything has shifted to digital marketing. You cannot hold any real-time events, so everyone's moving towards webinars, towards events, towards all things digital. That how can you show, how can you take your company to places through social, through email, through various digital channels, right? So I think it has been good, because I mean, not only you, but a lot of other people who were not in this field are getting opportunities now, right? Like we are looking at taking some interns to work with them, in this field. So I'm saying there's a lot of opportunities, especially in this time, because everyone wants, even if they cannot do a lot of sales, they want their companies to be present everywhere. So this is a perfect time to be in marketing and you know experiment out here.
Right, right, right. I think that has covered a lot of questions. Please let me know if I've missed out on any question. Uh, Except for one of these questions, which says how to improve your communication skills, how to get in a job that does not involve sales. So, as both of them rightly mentioned, it's not compulsory that you need to take up sales. You can take up content writing, you can take up advertisement, you can take UI UX designing, normal designing. So in that, communication skill is not involved. However, if you still want to work on communication skills, Vishesh, could you help us understanding how to do that?
Okay. So in this field, people who are good at technical stuff or partially good at technical stuff, but they're an introvert kind of person. They're not outspoken. So just to develop that skill, you can join as a project manager. There, you don't have to pitch in anything. You just have to listen to the client and get the job done for him. While going through this process, you'll realize that you've developed your skills. Why? Because nobody's judging you on your pitching skills, on your talent, on your on your com skills. So this is what it is. just listen to the client and deliver what your production team tells you. So this in this process, you'll develop your com skills, and eventually realize that you are ready. You're good to go. So people who are facing this problem about communication, there are two ways. Either you go for core sales if you're a fresher, and where you get a chance to talk to a lot of people as a fresher, keep talking to people every day, and this is how I think majority of people learn how to talk, with a solid command on their communication. So this is one option for you guys. Second option is go for a project management job. This is just a management of the project which has already come in. Just talk to the client in your own style, free accent. Feel comfortable. Just see what he's looking at doing, what he wants from you, and talk to your production team and get the job delivered. In this process, you learn a lot of stuff in terms of improvising your skills,
Right.
communication skills.
Right.
Yeah.
And Saloni, ma'am, somebody has asked that if they want to move from, if they're an engineering student or they're from an IT background, how do they move towards marketing?
Okay. So I'll give you a little bit of a background here. So I was in engineering and then I moved into MBA marketing, thinking that straight out of MBA, I'm going to get a glorious job. I'm going to be a brand manager of, a CPG company, like, all these biggies, right? But that didn't happen. I mean, mine was the 2009 years, the recession had struck, and we were, scrambling for jobs. So, but I still stuck to it that I want to be into marketing itself, right? So I got like I mentioned, I was in sales for 1.5 years, and that's when I thought that what are my skills. Like, now fine that I'm not part of that consumer products company, or I'm not that ship has sailed, right? So what are the next best options? So I thought of my skill set, that I am an engineer who understands technology, as well as I'm a marketer who has the basic of marketing, basic knowledge. So what is the best option? So that's when I thought that it will be great if I can do marketing for a technology company, because I can bring both my skills together, right? So that's when I got an opportunity to be with Infosys. Now that opportunity was not for marketing. That opportunity was to be a consultant and a technical consultant. I was a CPL consultant. Fine. So again, I wasn't doing what I wanted to. But slowly, I went into the company with a very open mindset. I think for 1 year, 1.5 years, I was doing that. But I kept looking for opportunities within the company. So within the company, one day I got an opportunity to be in market research, wherein it's a subset of marketing itself, wherein you do a lot of competitor research, a lot of working with the strategy team, competitor benchmarking, creating accounts, account profiles, and all of that. So I took up that opportunity, thinking that in future that could be a way to lead me to marketing. And that's what happened. Through that, through that I moved into marketing with a small company called Market Elegant. And then the rest is history. Then I could just move into various other companies with marketing, right? So I'm saying, I said that earlier also. It could take you a couple of years or 3 or 4 years to really get to where you want to be, right? So those 3 or 4 years of your career, you are investing in understanding, what works for you and what not. But they are a great learning. So you should just keep going on. And even if you are from an engineering background, right, you can look for opportunities within your company. That there could be a small internship that is in the marketing team, or there could be something related to marketing that you are supporting, right, within your team. It could be working on newsletters, it could be working on various things where you get to try out your skills, and through that you can find opportunities in your company or as well as outside your company. And you can keep doing courses, like we mentioned earlier. You can keep learning outside of your company as well. So just uh, think of the path that you want to be and just keep working towards it, and you will get there.
Right. Thank you so much for all the answers that you gave. There are still a lot of questions there. First of all, if there's any question for Saloni ma'am, you connect to Saloni ma'am via the mentorship model. If there's question for Vishesh sir, and a specific question, you connect with him, especially for digital marketing and entrepreneurship. If there's a question on career counseling, how to choose, what to choose, where to go, eliminating any sort of career confusion, that's where you connect with me. Or you still have a lot of links there in the chat option to just see where you need to go, but everything is there on the Meraki website. So if you come on Meraki website, you'll be able to find everything.
You want help with interview preparation? A lot of you must be looking up for job interviews, uh, internship interviews, college interviews. That's also there on the Meraki platform. So you will get everything here. Now, I will step into the typical cliche Bhumika mode and, really appreciate them for being here. This is not
Oh
happened
my
in
God.
every webinar. So I was so looking forward to it. Just to give you a brief here, Saloni ma'am is my cousin. Vishesa is my, I'd say, the chatbot from the back from the school. We've studied together, and we have done anchoring together. We have done stage shows together. If somebody's really picked me up in public speaking, it was him. He was a brilliant public speaker. Saloni ma'am, you've always looked up to her. Like in a paternal family, she's someone who's somebody who would everybody idolize and everybody look up to and understand, like where to go from and would ask her. So I think both of them have played really, really good roles in each one of our lives.
Thank you so much,
ज़्यादा शेर
Bhumika,
हो
for
गया
this opportunity. I think this was really great. This was one of the first opportunity interacting with, like, young set of people, and I mean I am really enjoying this. So please, for everyone, please feel free to reach out if you have any doubts in your mind. I'm sure, in see, career is a long span of time, right? So it's like almost what, 40 years, right? 40, 45 years you have in your life. So, and these are just your initial years. So initial years, there are a lot of hiccups, right? So please feel free to reach out to any of us. We'll be there for you to, to support in any questions that we can answer. So, but great platform, Bhumika. Thanks again to Meraki and to you to provide this platform for us to share our journey.
Thank you so much. It was so good having you.
I think I also have something to say here. मुझे बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं अपने स्कूल टाइम में हूँ, and I'm going through the same situation when I'm facing a problem that which course or which career should I choose. So I think Bhumika, congratulations, यार, you're doing a great job, and I think like जब भी हम discuss करते हैं किसी भी बात को लेके, the kind of advice you provide me, so I'm pretty confident कि I think you're the right choice. If anybody is confused or in a dilemma like which career should he or she choose, so all the best for what you're doing. And I think any of your amongst the audience, any of the students, any of the candidates who's willing to know more about digital marketing courses or digital marketing fields, or for that matter jobs in digital marketing, feel free to get back. Just let Bhumika know, and I'll be more than happy to provide the best of knowledge or experience with you guys. So just focus. This is very important. Like, you need to choose the right career. You need to figure out that whether you are meant for that career or not. So just be very particular in that. And I think Bhumika is the right person to go for. And I'm really happy to be a part of Meraki. And all the best, guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I
Thank you,
think
Bhumika.
I would again go in Bhumika mode and say, "Baskar pagli rulayega kya?"
No, but
Exactly.
Bhumika, you are doing a great job, with providing. This is a really important stage of everyone's life. Like, when they are young, they are so confused. Parents don't have the right knowledge. Friends are sailing in the same boat. So
Yeah.
they're really confused that,
Exactly.
what is it exactly that I need? What skills do I need? What does a career look like? Like, what will it be 5 years down the line? People, companies, many times, colleges ask you, what do you think of 5 years down the line, where will you be? And you have no clue.
Me
Like,
too.
you're like, what are they saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what I'll do next year. What are they saying 5 years down the line, right? So I think you are providing a great platform, not only with this session, I mean, with various sessions that you've been doing. So it really gives everyone a very in-depth understanding of what each career looks like. So I think this is great. Thank you again. Meraki, you're doing a fabulous job, and Bhumika, kudos to you.
Thank you so much, Saroni ma'am and Vishesa. I think there's so much of appreciation flowing in, and I'm feeling very, very overwhelmed. And to be very honest, of course, I started with this venture with the whole zeal ki help karna hai, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, all of that is there. Like I always wanted to become an entrepreneur myself, but with some purpose in life, with some impact that I could create. However, I would always not. I would really want to pick Chinmay up in this and tell that there's always a back end work that nobody's seeing upfront. Like I'm doing webinars, I'm the face of the company, but there's a back of a company. It's like if your backbone goes away, the company goes away. So I think
Right.
that Chin is also really, really helping us out with the website, with the whole thing. So thank you,
Great
Chinmay.
going, Chinmay.
Yep. And you can thank me later, Chinmay. आपकी तारीफ Okay. Now, one last tip. I think after yesterday's webinar and today's webinar, this is one pro tip for life that I would want to give to all of you. As we mentioned that we're coming from a city, small town, Saharanpur, where there's even lack of resources of a good education now. We were lucky, education and were lucky back then that and even Saloni ma'am was lucky to have that kind of education, that had that kind of teachers, where our concepts were really built fine. But basic resources are lacking. But yet, irrespective of the city place you're coming from, you're still making up there in your life. And that's the example in front of us. I talk about Vishesh. I remember he wasn't too inclined towards academics, but this guy was so amazing in his communication skills. On stage, everybody would look up to him and say, "Hey, Vishesh has come up." And now I was so sure that this will be one person in our batch who will be racing in future. And there he is. Saloni ma'am always was really good with her extracurricular activities, her skills, her talking skills, her convincing skills. So she is here. So I think your overall skills would matter. आपके marks आएंगे, ठीक है, अच्छी बात है, लाने भी अच्छी बात है. But वो आपकी job में हर कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है. So besides academic, if you're building up on these other areas, it would really take you places. ज़्यादा बोल
Absolutely
रही
right.
Correct.
ठीक है. I think we're good to go. We'll take a leave. You have any questions? You have all the mail IDs. You have all the links. Please feel free to reach out.